pawpaw tree. It looks like a flower inside of a flower with like a round thing in the middle.
And they're brown.
And they're brown, so they don't look like your typical like fruit tree.
Now we've had flowers on them before,
But just like
they've
2 or 3.
they've never actually fruited.
Yeah.
Well, we've had quite a few before, but not quite like this many.
No, not like this. Are these chicory? They look like chicory, but I'm not sure if they are. Here we got blueberries. The flowers growing at the base of the blueberries are, they're violets. There's no purple flowers, but if they had purple flowers, you could eat the purple flowers.
There's something else in that one.
That's a voluntary wildflower. More blueberries. Look at all these blueberries. Look at them. You should get up close on these. Look at them. They're like pinkish purplish color.
There's some wood sorrel growing down in here too.
Oh, that stuff. Yeah, you can eat that.
And pawpaw trees, if you're not familiar with them, they are compared to like a banana, or what's the other thing? Papaya. Similar to a papaya. So they are native to Ohio and, surrounding states. I think all over the eastern United States, as far as I know. I know they're native to Ohio at least. I'm not sure how many of the eastern United States they are, but that they're native in.
Take a look at this.
There's a lot of blueberries there. Wow.
These are doing so well. There's tons of blueberries.
I'm standing uphill. I'm not really a foot taller than you.
We were thinking about maybe making some blueberry jam and grape jelly to sell, since they're doing so well and so prolific this year.
Yeah, we've got so many things going, but it's just another thing to add, but we'll see how it does.
So we made jams and jellies personally for many years, and we were thinking about making them commercially this time around, but we're not sure, and we're just thinking about it.
There's a lot to it. It's not just a quick thing that you just decide one day. There's a lot to do to get ready, but we definitely have the fruit for it finally. After many years of planting and pruning and waiting. We are a small
mom and pop
farm homestead. We figure that with what we have grown here, we have estimated we can produce jars of blueberry jam and grape jelly, as well as apple butter. There is potential here, even though it's a small holding. It doesn't take tons of land in order to make some money off of your farm. It doesn't take a huge farm, but if you want to make a lot of money, it takes a lot of land. But if you're looking to just, if you're doing small holding like this, it doesn't take a whole lot of land. As for gardening itself, that too doesn't take tons of land in order to produce food. I mean, this is our garden. We actually have 2 gardens. You can see the children are weeding right now, and that's a big help. This one, I believe it was 25 by 60, and the smaller one, it is 25 by 40, and the 2 are across from each other, leaving a nice grass path in the middle that we can drive a tractor down if we need to and get into our orchard. The amount of fruit that we could grow here on our own place and we could convert into jams and jellies we've estimated that that could add $8,000 to $10,000 a year to our income. And that's not just a ton of money. I mean, it's not like quit your job kind of money. However, it is adding to income. It is another potential income stream off of a small holding. And of course, the more land you have, the more you could do. And that's a lot more than it would be if we were simply growing the fruit and selling it. If you grow the fruit and sell it, you make a lot less. If you convert that fruit into a product that you can charge more money for, you can sell that. So to be an encouragement to anyone else, if you have a smaller homestead and you're looking to do something like that, if you're looking to grow fruits or anything like that, I would say converting those into an actual product that you can sell, a shelf-stable product that you can sell, you'd be further ahead than actually selling the produce itself. And the reason that I would say that is produce, you only have so long until after it's harvested to sell it. It'll go bad eventually. It doesn't last all that long, but if you can convert it into something, can it, jar it, if you can convert that into a shelf-stable product that you can sell later, you're further ahead. At least that's our take on it. Some people's opinions will differ, but that's where we're at. And if you're wondering what we have planted here in order to make that much jams and jellies, we have 5 mature apple trees, and those are pristine apples, and they are an early producer. They produce mid to end of summer, and we have those. And then we have 45 to 50 grapevines. In addition to that, we have around 30 blueberry plants. So the combined total of all of those is what we're looking at. And if we know what they produce roughly, we know because we've been eating from them for years as we're waiting for them to reach a more productive age. And of course, now that they are there finally, we're able to really start benefiting from that. And further information, if you want to know, apple trees, 7 to 10 years before they're really mature and producing that well. Grapevines, about 5 years, and you'll have a lot of grapes if you're pruning correctly. And same with blueberries, roughly 5 years. So it's important that if this is something that you want to do, that you plant those now so that you have them later. All of these things take time. And I can tell you a story of an old friend of mine. I planted apple trees here on our place as soon as we got it. And he had gotten a place just a couple years before. And he heard that I had planted these apple trees, and he decided he'd like to plant some apple trees too, but he didn't do it. And I asked him, why don't you plant your apple trees? He says, well, they take so long, they're going to take like 7 years to produce. And I'm like, no, they'll produce before that. They're just not going to produce very heavy. And you need to prune them right. And, everything takes time. Well, he didn't want to do it. He just waited. And then, a few years had went by. And I think it was like 5 years after I planted mine, my apple trees were producing. And it wasn't just tons of apples, but they were producing apples. And so I was harvesting apples, and it was more than what we needed. And I took some and ended up giving some to him. And of course, he got a little bit, I don't know if frustrated or jealous or what it was, but he was a little bit annoyed that, he had never planted those apple trees. And he could have had apples of his own at that time as well. And so the moral of the story, don't put off till tomorrow what you could do today. If you want to grow your own apples or grapes or blueberries or other fruits, raspberries, blackberries, whatever, you have to plant them and you have to wait. Some of that stuff will take 3 years and you'll be eating the fruit. Some of that stuff will take 5 years and you'll be eating the fruit. To reach full maturity and to really give you, big harvests, it'll take longer. But if you want that stuff in future, you have to think about it to plant it today.
you.